been a lot of talk about body cameras as a silver bullet or a solution. I think the task force conclude that there is a role for technology to play in building additional trust and accountability, but it's no panacea. Former President Barack Obama said after meeting with the task force on 21st century policing in 2015. In recent months, many police body camera recordings have rocked our nation, and the question of on-duty officers wearing body cameras to capture incidents as they unfold continues to be a very controversial topic today. It is relevant to everyone because body cameras have changed how policing is used today. And not only that, it has changed the relationship between we the public and police officers in uniform. As a person who is interested in policing and has a first-hand experience while serving in the Navy, I have heard both arguments from both arguments of the topic on police body cameras, as well as researching the topic using the internet, watching news broadcasting, and reading newspaper articles. By the end of this speech, you will become more knowledgeable and have a clear understanding of what people are saying on the pro side of the argument as well as the con side of the argument pertaining to police and body cameras. To begin, we will start by looking at the pro side of the argument of police wearing body cameras, where people are saying police cameras increase the safety for the public and officers, improve police accountability, and can also be a learning tool. Then we will discuss the con side of the argument of body cameras being too costly, unreliable, and invade the privacy of those exposed to crime. Lastly, we will then explore the history of body cameras and how we use them today. It has been said that people act differently when they know they are being filmed. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, general proposed law enforcement agencies gave a variety of reasons for acquiring body-worn cameras. The most common reason given, about 80%, were to improve officer safety, improve evidence quality, reduce civilian complaints, and reduce agency liability. When everyone involved in a police call knows that the tape is running, it tends to de-escalate a situation pretty quickly. Secondly, according to George Mason University Center of Evidence-Based Crime Policy, the study found that officers and civilians both seem to believe that body-worn cameras can protect them both from each other. Another study found another study conducted in California revealed a noticeable drop in officer-involved incidents, showing a 60% in reduction in use of force by officers, as well as an 88% reduction in number of citizen complaints. Lastly, throughout previous years and following weeks, even recent following weeks, we learned that body camera footage provides critical evidence for internal and external investigations of police conduct and offers community members a detailed first-hand account of what happened during an encounter. Body cameras can also be used to help train officers on how to handle different situations that may be difficult, to prevent police misconduct as well as even a loss of life. Like everything in life, there are two sides to every story. And when it comes to police and body cameras, people are also arguing the con side of police body cameras. The number one reason being that body cameras can be way too costly. A January 2000 report by the Washington Post found that about half of the 18,000 law enforcement agencies in the United States have some kind of body camera program. Although many departments, especially in smaller jurisdictions, are dropping or delaying the program because it is too expensive, and to manage the recordings can be even more costly. According to the Police Executive Research Forum, costs can run into millions of dollars for large departments. The most expensive body-worn camera program survey cost the department over $1 million in equipment and over $4 million to store the video files. For an example, a police department in Nebraska ended the program in November after a new state law required video to be stored for 90 days, causing the annual price to spike up $15,000 opposed to the original cost. Not only are people concerned about the cost of body cameras, people are also concerned about how invasive they can be. Washington D.C. Police Chief Kathy Leonard recently cautioned that police video footage can capture a broad range of different information, including police communications, passwords, and even the intimate settings of people's residence. People are also questioning the reliability of police cameras as well as its safety, especially after thousands of body cameras used in New York's police department was pulled from the streets after one of them bursted into flames while an officer was wearing it. Luckily, the officer was not injured. The use of body cameras is no longer a trend when it comes to policing, and it is a tool that we use today. Democrats are pushing for a reform to federal law enforcement, including requiring all uniformed officers to wear body cameras as a part of a larger police force. Legislation in the wake of the nation's protest against police brutality. This will not affect local and state officers. Another interesting fact is just this year, Exxon, the largest supplier of body-worn cameras in the United States, rolled in about 1,000 new cameras for a Connecticut Police Department that provides live streaming capability that will give officers the ability to have live streaming during dispatch to show dispatchers or commanders a crisis situation in real time, allowing researchers to find an officer who is down or lost. The system will automatically activate the camera as soon as a gun is drawn, emergency lights activate, or a taser is powered on. Approximately half of the nation, 18,000 law enforcement agencies, have some type of body camera program, with many still in pilot stage. Some police officers are only wearing body cameras on patrols, while other agencies are requiring everyone to wear them, including police chiefs. No government agency or industry tracks the number of departments that have ended their body camera programs as of 2019. With that being said, I would like to conclude this speech by reviewing the main points that was discussed. First, we explored the argument on the pro side of police wearing body cameras. Then we discussed the con side of the issue of police wearing body cameras, them being too costly, unreliable, and the problem of them invading the privacy of those exposed. And lastly, we also looked at the history of body cameras and how they are used today. Now you should have a more clear understanding and have become more knowledgeable of what people are saying on the pro side of the argument as well as the con side of the argument. This is relevant today because body cameras have changed how policing is done, as well as how we, the public, view policing. which has affected the relationship between us both. Today, more than ever, many people are asking, how can we restore peace and trust between officers and the public? Police cameras may not be a panacea, like former President Barack Obama said, but maybe it is a step in the right direction. Thank you. My name is Vantasia Smith Johnson.